Here we are after selling everything we owned in Austin and getting ready to move to Portland, Oregon. It started with the road trip where my mom came along. Her and I drove into New Mexico, Arizona, and finally Utah because I wanted to stop at Arches National Park. I wasn't sure when I'd get this chance again, especially in the winter. Now, it got even better as we made it towards Salt Lake because my best friend Laura lives there and we had an awesome dinner with her and her family. In Idaho, we found this little rest stop called the Middle of the Nowhere. So keep in mind there's alpacas and donkeys if you're ever in the area. Once we crossed over to Oregon and kept going west, the scenery just got more beautiful. Quick stop at Multnomah Falls, and then before you know it, we're in Portland proper. I couldn't believe that this is where I'm living, especially since I'd never been here before. But we settled in, we actually met with a realtor, and she started showing us homes all over the area. I try to keep myself sane in the Airbnb by just dancing and being normal and pretending that I'm home. But it was kind of cool to explore different areas. You can see Mount Hood from so many places in the city, and just trying to realize like where do we want to live? What do we want out of a home or even a future investment property? So, we try to stay zen, do yoga, explore different areas. We even went to Cannon Beach in the winter, which was super cool. And then Portland had this freak snowstorm. At first, we didn't think it would stick because we heard it doesn't snow much here, but that is not the case. There was inches and inches of snow for days, and it was really cool to explore because coming from Texas, this is not something we get. So, this is Redwood Trail, really nice park if you're ever in Portland, and a few more house hunting spots. So, we started looking at new builds that were outside of the city, trying to decide if it was like a condo that we wanted, or a house, or a duplex, and ultimately, what could we afford? That search went on, and as you may know, it's pretty stressful, but we try to make the most of it. We just got here after all, and we had so much more to see.
This is one of the main reasons that we chose to move to this area of the country, because in just 5 to 10 minutes you can be hiking in a neighborhood trail.
Forest Park, baby.
But
This
it
place is
looks,
sick.
look at this. And I'm gonna turn around so you can see. See the trail? Like stuff like this is all over Portland. Really, really gorgeous stuff.
That's why they call it the Pacific Wonderland.
Yeah, it's really gorgeous. And it's only March right now, so I feel like it's gonna get a little more bloomy in the spring. I just wanted to come on here real quick and give an update because it's now March 29th, which means we have finalized our taxes. Is this a good thing? Yes, I guess. But we have to pay, and we have to pay more than we did last year. So, a 20% down payment on a house is due in May, and 5-digit payment to the IRS is technically due in April. So you better believe I am working as much as possible, and so is Joey, to get this all paid off and done so that we can close on the house on time. Slightly stressed. Still smiling though.
April brought us a series of hailstorms and some overall crappy weather. Who knew that it hailed like this in Portland? Good morning. Today is a super special day, and that's why I'm recording. We're actually checking out of the Airbnb that we've been staying in for the last 10 weeks. And in fact, this is the first place that we ever landed when we got to the Pacific Northwest. So it's been our home for a little while, but things are about to really shake up for the next month. And I thought maybe I should record this so I can look back at it like a year from now or 5 years from now and see what happens. And it's also a strange day because it's the first flight that I'm taking in 2023. And the fact that it's April is crazy because I used to travel all the time. So it's a little late in the year, but I'm excited because that means that my travel job is back in action. Now, before we check out, I just wanted to do a quick little tour of this Airbnb. It's a 2-car garage that they converted into a living space, and it's been one of the best small places that I've stayed in quite some time. So check it out. Okay, so when you walk into the Airbnb, you're greeted by this super cute living space, sofa that pulls out into a bed, giant map of Oregon, which we've been like staring at to try to understand where everything is. All of these windows, beautiful natural light. And I love this little fireplace underneath the TV. It actually gives off heat and it snowed a few times while we're here. So it came in clutch. Now, as I turn to the kitchen, it's like a full size kitchen. And this is a converted garage, guys. Now, we've stayed in multiple studio Airbnbs like this in LA, and they did not have all this kitchen space. We have a toaster oven, we have a microwave, and there's even a stovetop that we put here so we can cook on. I mean, we're lucky. It has everything we need, including a full size fridge. Don't mind the clutter, that's leaving with us in about an hour. But as we walk into the bedroom, tons of space, storage, dresser, closet, all of the essentials. And even better, it has a washer and dryer. So we could do our laundry whenever we wanted. What a luxury. Shower, love the details of these pebbles on the wall. Whoever's idea that was, they did such a good job. They just made it all flow really well. And overall, this was one of our favorite Airbnbs. All right, we are loaded up. Time to say goodbye. Love you, babe.
Goodbye, my love.
And I'll see you in about a week.
I know. Have fun in LA. I'm jealous.
Okay, bye for now. What I didn't know is that this was the first of many work trips that I'd be taking over the next 3 months. In fact, I'd be on a plane to a different city every single weekend. So in this clip, I'm actually moving my car from our Airbnb to the hotel that I'd then be checking into once I get back from my work trip. This kind of chaotic schedule went on for months. But again, we made the most of it. Our lives are absolutely crazy, and that's why I'm glad I finally decided to pick up a camera and record. Okay, just parked the car at the hotel, all clear, now waiting for an Uber. Let's go. Waiting for an Uber in LA means that you have to take a shuttle to the Uber stop, and then you can't call your ride until you actually get there because you have to let them know where you are. Me and LAX, a lot of issues. Sorry about the audio on that one, but this is the giant parking lot known as the Uber pickup at LAX. All right, so we just checked in after handling the Uber situation with LAX. If you know, you know. But check out how cute this room is. First of all, this giant full-size mirror. I haven't had a full-size mirror in months because our Airbnb didn't have one. Now look at the seating area by the window, king-size bed, closet with robes, and another mirror that's the closet door. What? Oh my goodness. And then as you come into the bathroom, there's a designated vanity space. There's also a whole nother sink and mirror space. And this really nice shower. I'm absolutely spoiled. But I don't want to spend too much time in here because I'm going to hang out with Sabrina. She's on her way right now. One of my best friends from high school. Cannot wait to see her. Yay. Sabrina showed up right on time, and we were able to catch up over a delicious happy hour in Culver City. Afterwards, I showed her the rooftop pool at my hotel, and then settled in for a cozy night because I had an early morning the next day. Okay, so I've been Marriott Titanium Elite status for a couple of years now, and it definitely has its perks. But the room I checked into today was just a little bit strange. So you walk in, you have your beautiful, clean bathroom, super modern, nice shower, and then you come over here to your bedroom space, king size bed, can't complain, lots of seating areas, nice windows, great lighting, and a desk so I can do lots of work. Also, nice size TV. But what they pitched to me as a junior suite is basically a tandem room. And they said you have a connected office that you can use as you wish. Now, I thought that's a little weird. I don't need all that space, especially because it has its own front door with a separate key and a whole nother bathroom and shower. I mean, I'm here for work. I'm by myself. The last thing I need is 2 rooms. And this one even has a surprise right here. It's a Murphy bed. So if I were to have a guest, they could totally stay and they'd be super comfortable. But in all honesty, if I knew what I was getting, I would just ask for a corner room because I prefer to have way more windows and leave this for someone that actually needs more space. After that work trip was over, I got to go hang out with Bay for a couple of days, and before you know it, I'm back on a plane. So this time, it was to the Bay Area so that I could work in San Francisco for about a week. So a little bit of movie magic happening because I didn't actually see the Golden Gate Bridge until I was on my way back to the airport. But man, am I glad I stopped because the sky was clear, the weather was perfect, and I got some beautiful shots of this gorgeous bridge.
So happy to be out here in the woods with the fresh air. Smells delicious, tastes delicious. I wish the trees were in season, but you can't get everything, right?
I was so happy to be back in Oregon with Joey. And what do we do but go hiking? Here we're in Eugene, Oregon. He had some work there and I had some time, so I decided to follow along. It's just beautiful everywhere you look. I love the trees, I love the grass. It just looks so different. And especially for it being April and us having coats on, I was not used to that. But we made our way back to Portland at one point. I believe this is the hotel we were kind of living in between work trips. And then we decided to take a pretty epic road trip, in my opinion, to the town of Bend. After an awesome few days in Bend, I made my way back to the Portland area because I knew I had a flight to catch in a few days. I also discovered this trail in Camas, Washington, which had a bunch of waterfalls and was a pretty easy hike. I also discovered this park where I could see Mount Hood and just relax and chill out before hopping on my next flight. Then, flash forward to Memorial Day week, I spent that in Austin with my mom, and I was able to check out their new Sapphire Reserve Lounge. It's in the Delta side of the airport. Then I went to Boston for work, and when leaving Boston, was able to check out the other Chase Sapphire Reserve Lounge in the Boston Logan Airport. Highly recommend. They had a lot of food, good Wi-Fi, comfy seats, everything you could want in a lounge. And clearly, I had multiple servings of all of the food. Now I'm jumping around quite a bit because I went back to Portland, spent a few days, and then I flew to New York City for another event. Now, I happened to land in Manhattan on the day that it was the absolute smokiest from the crazy Canadian wildfires. Whew, you could definitely see it and you could smell it too. But I didn't let that stop me, and I really enjoyed walking around the city. After New York, I finally made it home to our home, the place that we purchased. It feels crazy saying that, but it's so nice to have somewhere to rest my head and leave my stuff and check my mail after the crazy few months that we've had. We are back to hiking, exploring our neighborhood. Can you believe this waterfall is like 5 minutes away? And then we went to Multnomah Falls because it's spring this time. And the last time I saw it, it was really cold and snowy. So I'm just enjoying ordering furniture because the place was extremely empty and getting back into the swing of things before I hop on a plane yet again. Till next time.